A sincerely wonderful good morning from the void. My name is Decaf NVIDIA. I'm a video game streamer who primarily plays RPG games. I'm also a hobby voice actor and singer, so you'll hear me do one or both of those things during the stream. My pronouns, sorry, not hobby anymore. I'm a voice actor and singer, so you'll hear me do one or both of those things during the stream. My pronouns are he, they, and today we are going to be playing the prequel game to Malviolence, a fantastic visual novel made by any developer by the name of Maddo. I had a ton of fun playing the kind of like puzzle escape aspects of that first game, although it did take me a full 8 hours to get to the hardest difficulty. And so I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys the prequel here installment as we dive deeper into what I assume is the past of Dr. Deidre Lestrange, aka Dr. Danger, and Caution. Actually, now I think about it, I don't think we even know what Caution's real name is exactly. Like, we know that Dr. Danger and Caution kind of made up these villain aliases so they gather more attention and try to stop the actual bad guys from experimenting on children. But I don't think they actually mentioned in the first game, unless I missed it, what Caution's real name actually is. Also, I'm going to take a minute here just to braid my hair. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the game. Oh, but up top, I should say... Oh, hang on, let me just close that. Up top, I should just say a very important content warning for this game. It is beautifully written, but also touches on incredibly dark subject matter. Let me just go ahead and copy that over from the Steam page, actually. I wouldn't say it's like enough to make this strictly like 18 plus or anything like that, because it's not graphically violent or anything like that, but it is explicitly touching on some very dark themes. Authentication. Okay. Put your name in the text box below. Actually, should I be putting my name or Deirdre Lestrange's name? So, like, canonically, at the end of the first game, and spoilers for the first game here, because we are playing the prequel. So I'm assuming that if you're here, you either already played the first game, or watching play the first game, or don't care about spoilers. Oh, hi, CD-san. Welcome in. At the end of the first game, I believe the canon or true ending implies that we maybe don't necessarily like start taking care of Caution, but do partner with Caution. And the agent character is kind of like a blank slate that you can more or less kind of apply your own personality to, and it's kind of ambiguous as to what their physical traits are, including their gender, right? So if that's the case, and we are still playing as that character, I could put my own name here because there's supposed to be like the audience self-insert. On the other hand, this being a prequel game, it might be that we're playing as Deirdre Lestrange. So it would make more sense if I were to put in Deirdre's name here. And I guess if I'm wrong, it can just be a happy coincidence that the person who ends up helping Caution at the end of the first game just so happens to share the same name as Dr. Deirdre. I believe it's Deidre. Hang on, I can look this up. Did I put the full name? Nah, first name's fine. Okay. Welcome back, Doctor. Loading records. There's the game sound. I was waiting for it. Ooh. Listen to that violin. It's very soft though. Might have to raise the volume a bit. Thank you again so much for being here. Ooh. Let's actually officially begin. Okay. Until the game tells me otherwise, I'm going to just keep reading in Doctor Strange's voice. Because even though we don't have caution in this game, if this is a prequel, then we must still be following one of them, and it would have to be Doctor Strange. Maybe. Wouldn't make much sense otherwise. Okay. No nonsense voice. Slightly higher pitch, but not too high. Kind of like an older woman's voice. Alright. And soft-spoken. Over 2 decades ago, Dr. Iris Kai wrote me a recommendation for an up-and-coming international security agency. At the time, I was overjoyed just to be on track. Get into a growing field early, do good science while the fires of invention are still hot, then dip out with distinction before the coals grow cold. But these days well, let's put it this way. The first time my name showed up as a footnote in a cybernetics textbook, I called my parents and invited my friends to dinner at my favorite restaurant. Half a year ago, when I got a write-up in the East Coast Medicine Review, I didn't even open the copy they sent me. So when Iris announced her retirement, I assumed that her ennui was a little more advanced than my own. It was a nice party. She was surrounded by friends and co-workers, lauded by her peers and praised by her subordinates. Yet the whole time, she looked hollow. Fear of retirement, I theorized. I couldn't have been further from the truth. STOP, the organization I've dedicated my life to, has always been at the forefront of cybernetics. The bleeding edge, some would say. We took risks, but it was for the greater good, and we were grateful to every volunteer and veteran that assisted us. But now they're pushing all the wrong boundaries. Taking science, my science, in a cruel new direction that I cannot abide. Because the fruits of my research are being used to experiment on children. Yeah, okay, we're playing as Doctor Strange here. At least in this scene. Let's see, what does that text say in the corner? About the YTDI, which we knew was the previous name of STOP's organization. New program development based on my cybernetic research. Angie is a part of the research, probably team. Experiments on children. Goodness gracious. The kids are being labeled as trainee samples. And if you look at that picture of the girl in front, you can see that one of her eyes has been replaced by a cybernetic one. Hopefully, she was already missing it before they implanted the eye. For authorized personnel only. I can't fathom how STOP got so far out of hand. But I can find out. I'm not powerless, and the architects behind these new programs aren't fools. If I can present a proper case against this, show them the pain hidden between the numbers and the suffering they're whitewashing over in pursuit of percentage points, I have hope that things can still be made right. But that hope is dwindling. I thought I granted peace to the world with my research. Maybe all I did was read the new Nero. Sorry for messaging you at this hour. Couldn't sleep. Oh, that's Deidre. And then this is Iris, okay. Sorry for messaging you at this hour. Couldn't sleep. Having second thoughts. No. My transfer's already been approved. Next Monday, I'm entering the Youth Training and Development Initiative as a supervisor, but... Oh, wait, no, it's specifically for the program targeting children. Okay. Within STOP's agency. But... Iris, you've worked with STOP longer than I have. Can you tell me anything else about the YTDI? Nothing that'll help you sleep. Well, that's reassuring. I still can't believe this is happening. STOP's full of scientists, not... Good scientists follow the science wherever it leads, right? And I recall a brilliant researcher concluding years ago that the younger the patient, the better the cybernetic sync rate. That research was intended for STOP agents. Volunteers, heroes if you prefer. Not anyone under 18. Well, the higher-ups would have begged to differ. They tell you that they're providing these trainees with an education and a guaranteed future. Worth an eye or an ear, right? I don't want this to be my legacy, Iris. Where's the greater good in grafting dangerous tech onto children? When STOP was founded, that good was clear. Back when the world was in turmoil and cybernetics were getting slapped onto terrorists and madmen in vet clinics and garages. STOP put an end to that. We put an end to that. And then we kept going, so it wouldn't happen again. Like I said, not the best topic of conversation if you're looking to put your mind at ease. But do try to get some rest anyway, Deirdre. From the sounds of it, you have a long week ahead of you. I'll do my best. May 13th, 2070X. My honest first impression? This is beautiful. Natural light trickles through frosted glass, enveloping the courtyard below in a warm, soft glow. From the bridge on, I can even see green. Grass, flowers, trees. An oasis of natural beauty, full of life. And full of laughing children. I can't help but wonder if I made a wrong turn. There aren't any stark surgical scrubs or hospital gowns, and the air smells clean, not disinfected. But inevitably, my eyes are drawn towards a towering column that pierces the building's center. Oh, the Panopticon. One of the mini games in the first game, or one of the puzzles, I suppose I'd say. One of the puzzles in the first game was the Panopticon puzzle, which I had to use a guide for because even on the easiest difficulty, I'm just not good with the circular, like, sliding puzzle where you're trying to line up a pattern. Especially because it moved different pieces when you moved like one ring. Anyway. It's a dark monument. One with few doors, no windows, and a very heavy shadow. My skin prickles. What purpose
Not
could...
lost already, are you?
My train of thought's grim path is cut short by a familiar husky voice. Hello.
Angie, it's wonderful to see you again.
Oh. Angie here was in the handwritten note. when she was looking into this. Considering Angie here maybe volunteered for the project in the earlier days, I somehow doubt she's doing this for the same reasons as us. But, let's see. Maybe she, like, ends up helping Deirdre here, like, break into the Panopticon and free Caution at some point. Again, I didn't see Caution's name in the credits, so I don't think Caution's in this game. It might be like, maybe at the very end, Caution like enters the facility or something, but I don't know. I'm just like trying to think of where this story will go and how it will connect ultimately to the main game, but I should just like play and find out.
Same to you, Daedra.
As usual, Angie's formal, but I recognize the warmth in her words. It's been a long time since we've talked face to face. For sure. I didn't think we'd get to work together again. But not every career path is a straight line, right? No, definitely not. No, definitely not. Happy as I am to be working with you, I was surprised to learn that you want to transfer here. I always thought of you as married to the craft of cybernetics and nothing else. I was gonna say squeamish. I suppose there's more to me than meets the eye. I suppose there is. I understand you're planning to write a case study on the work we're doing here at the YTDI. Funny. You've always been more interested in theory than application. Then again, you've always been a pioneer as well. I mean, it's a new program, based on my research. Why wouldn't I observe it? Oh no, I think it's fantastic. Having you of all people here. Going out of your way to help us improve YTTI, that's a dream come true for all of us. In fact, no. I don't want to get too deep into discussion on your first day. Your time's valuable, so... How about I give you a tour? Oh. Well, I did request one, but you don't have to. No, trust me. There's a lot here. More than we could cover in one day. But we should be able to go over the basics. Places, permissions, practice standards, that sort of thing. And who better to help you find your footing than an old colleague? Alright. Where to first? Awesome. I'm not a professional tour guide, but I'd say the courtyard would be the best place to start. Lead the way. They're both our deeper voice, so I'm trying my best to make their voice distinct here. So that's why there's so much greenery. Of course. We want our trainees to be as healthy as possible, both physically and mentally. And while it might be hard to see the benefits of an MRI, being around trees and plants really does do wonders for the brain. A gilded cage is still a cage. For instance, several observational studies have shown a strong correlation between urban green space exposure and... No, Angie, I believe you. Actually, I think I feel it myself. We install it all for the trainee's sake, but if it helps the staff feel sane as well, that's a nice bonus. That reminds me, you should see the classrooms too. The classrooms for educating the kids. So we'll take these stairs and go through these doors. Oh, after you, of course. And if we just go down this hallway... I don't suppose we're in the Panopticon yet. I think I skipped on there something accidentally. One sec. We're here. I know, it just like popped open the black box. There's no text on there. Bit of a walk, isn't it? Must be easy to get lost. I suppose. But you get used to it. Anyway, this is where the trainees get educated. Oh. And what does that involve? Well, we've got all the core essentials. Maths, literacy, self-defense, and phys ed. Pardon? Physical education? No, I mean... self-defense? Oh, don't make that face. It's not that serious. Gym mats and padded gloves and whatnot. At their age, the trainees couldn't hurt each other even if they tried. Except, aren't you like arming them with cybernetic enhancements that can like defeat armies? And do they? And do they ever try to hurt each other? The world's a dangerous place. Our trainees know that better than most their age. The earlier we teach them how to protect themselves, the better off they'll be. I suppose you're right. Hey, Lonely Tree, welcome in. This game looks interesting. It is. Oh, we said hi to tweeters, thank you. Shout out to Lonely Tree here, a video game streamer here on Twitch as well, and a fellow player of Reverse 1999. You should go check out his streams where he is a VTuber playing those games I told you about. But it's not all schoolwork and drills. The trainees get to do fun stuff too. I mean, we passed an arts and crafts center just a moment ago. You should see some of the stuff they make in there. We might have the next... What? Mark Rothko or Agnes Martin? Who are these people? Are these fictional people they made up just for the game? Or are these actual artists? Oh wait, no, yeah, these are actual artists. Cool. Mark Rothko was a Latvian-born American abstract painter, whereas Agnes Martin, came immediately, Canadian-American, known for minimalist style and abstract expressionism. Huh. Interesting. Both of the artists she referenced are abstract painters. That's interesting choice. We might have the next We might have the next Mark Rothko or Agnes Martin on our hands. I nod, as if I know who those people are. Yeah, I had to Google them. Fine art never was a favorite subject of mine. Well, I'll have to check it out another time. Yeah, you ought to. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. I swear, this character is so sinister in the way that she kind of like talks in this kind of like plastic way. Ah, jeez. I know part of it too is like how I'm acting out how I think she sounds, but the pauses and the like hard cuts whenever Deidre asks a tougher question. makes me think that she's not to be trusted, and is maybe not gonna help us break any kids out of here anytime soon. You're welcome, Lonely Tree.
You want to observe a trainee for your case study, correct? Yes, that's right. Why do you ask? Well, we've got a class going on right now. Should be literacy at this time of day. You're suggesting I choose my case study subject right now? Could give you a much better idea of what we do, seeing how the trainees actually go about their day. Come on, look over here.
Is this a one-way mirror for observation, Angie?
Don't worry, they won't notice us. They're all preoccupied with writing exercises, it looks like. This is a classroom? I've been in medical libraries with more noise. Well behaved, aren't they? You can thank the core curriculum designers for that.
Ooh, she's not called Angie, she's called Dr. Ten in the text box. Very important distinction.
Our trainees are showing a 34% increase in memory retention compared to a same age control group, short and long term. That's very impressive, isn't it? The bell could ring right now and they'd still be glued to their work. If this were any other education program, they'd all be fiddling with their fine liners, glaring at the clock, doodling in the margins. Like that child over there? Right. That one. He's a bit of an outlier, statistically. Really? But I thought your curriculum was... Well, it's not 100% effective. Sometimes you get stragglers.
And when you have stragglers in a school, you gotta discard them, right?
But we don't leave them behind. All they need is a little extra motivation.
Ah, good.
There. The teacher's already taken notice. He's taking him to the front of the classroom? Is he being yelled at? Yelled at? The teacher might be raising their voice. Hold on. Why are the other children going up? Hold on. Why are the other children going up with him? They didn't do anything wrong. Well, that's the extra motivation I was talking about.
Caution? Oh. Caution has both his eyes. Also, he has brown hair instead of white. Huh.
Squadrons?
These two kids are also just incredibly dead-eyed. Something tells me that the school is maybe not the most engaging place for the old mental health.
Like soldiers? Like birds, I'd say. They're close-knit. We expect each squadron to fly at roughly the same pace. So, if one member underperforms, the entire group is made aware of it. I know it looks a little inflexible, but they're better off learning these rules early. I'm not sure that... Oh, that's really cute. That's really, really cute. And makes me feel a lot worse about what I think is maybe going to happen in this next scene here, considering how the other kids look compared. Also, not a one-way mirror. It looks like it's just normal glass. So, you know, small silver linings in this incredibly austere facility. Or not austere, what's the word? Incredibly adjectives. Creepy, that's the word. Creepy facility. Like, they have trees and they have good lighting and everything, but it's just off, man. The vibes. He smiled at me. Oh, they're supposed to stand perfectly still for a full 5 minutes, so that's... Might have to refocus. I've made my decision. Oh, good. So which trainee? I want that boy to be my subject. And why him specifically? I can't give a concrete answer. I suppose I'm going with my gut. That's not very scientific. Then why don't we call it an intuitive choice made by one of the world's leading cybernetics researchers? Right. But as I said, that particular trainee is something of a statistical outlier. Then taking a closer look at him should help us correct any inefficiencies in the program, no? I suppose I can't argue with that.
Yeesh. It's all about efficiency, huh?
You can ring my bell, ring my bell.